Hey guys, so today I'm here to do a tutorial on how to make fake makeup for your daughter, your niece, a friend's daughter. This makes a great gift and it is all fake but looks so real. So it is awesome for them to play with and there's no mess to it. So these are a couple examples of what we will be making today. Some lipstick, some lip gloss, and some palettes. So let's get started. So this is everything that you are going to need to do this tutorial. I know this looks like a ton of stuff, but it really isn't too much when you get down to it. And all of it will end up turning out to make some awesome play makeup. So first we have your epoxy, which is what is going to actually be the makeup. This might not be the easiest way to make this makeup, but honestly this is the way that is going to be the most sturdiest to withstand your child, you know, playing, throwing it, and dropping it and such. Also going to need some clear nail polish, some plastic cups. For the lipstick, you are going to need some molds to get the form right, since you're basically starting from nothing. You know, with all the other ones, you're just filling a container. From, you know, the lipstick, you have to start from scratch. So I got these molds off of eBay for dirt cheap. You're gonna need some paint color, some acrylic paint, and some glitter. And then you are going to need your containers. So you can buy empty containers off of Amazon, like this one. This is a lip gloss tube, completely empty. You can buy empty ones, or you can just buy cheap makeup at the dollar store. And we will be taking the actual makeup out of it and just reusing the containers. You're gonna need some baby wipes, some small plastic cups, some plates, and some spoons. Whatever cups and plates and spoons you use, they will be trashed. So first, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to just open up all of your makeup. So now I have all my makeup out, and one thing I did want to mention, which it might be kind of hard to do if your makeup is packaged when you buy it, the containers, is to kind of look and see how you open each individual piece, so it's easier for your child. The eyeshadow ones and, you know, these are pretty simple to get open. You know, they're just a little thing. But the foundation can be a little tricky. This is one I have already made my daughter. It just, you know, opens as a mirror, but it's impossible for her to open. So I just have to leave it like this, because you actually have to slide it and then catch it on a little thing to close, and then to open, you have to do the same thing. So you have to slide it this way and open it. So you actually have to slide it, which is impossible for her to do. With this new one that I got, just, well, if I can get my finger in there, just flips up and open. So you're just gonna take your makeup, each individual piece, and you're gonna open it, and you're just going to start scraping away and onto your plate. Next, you're just going to take a baby wipe and clean out the inside of this. One thing you can do is if you don't have paint or glitter or anything like that to color your makeup, you can actually save the actual makeup and put that into the resin or the epoxy, whatever you want to call it, to color it. Especially for like eyeshadow palettes that already have, you know, pretty colors, you can save those and add it to color it. I'm not going to do that because I have other colors that I want to use, but you can if you want to. So now I'm just going to let all of these containers dry for a little while. Okay guys, so once all of your little containers for the makeup are dry and clean, you are going to start by mixing your epoxy. This is the one that I use, and it must be in the blue box and say FDA compliant. For this craft, you probably don't absolutely need the FDA compliant, but you know, since this is going to be a kid's toy and they might put their lips on it or their mouth on it, you know, I definitely want the FDA compliant. But you want the blue box because the blue one is clear. Once you mix paint or anything in it, glitter, it will dry clear. The purple box dries like a yellowish color, so you definitely do not want that box. So I am going to start by mixing some in a big cup. And then I'm going to take these little small Dixie cups and just pour just a little in each one to color it. And to then pour it in my molds. So guys, there are my first two all finished. I'm just going to put them in a safe spot to just dry because they're going to have to dry for a long time. And if you have any left in your little cups, like just a little bit, you can trash it, but you could also use it for like the little ones. If you have any that have like pretty little squares, I'm just going to trash it because I want to do lots of different colors on the rest. Okay guys, so I'm on my last couple of items to do the epoxy for. I got these really cool molds from eBay. I will put the link below if I can find it and if they're still on there. But what they are is basically to make lipstick. So it's this soft silicone mold. And you can choose in your order what you want the tip to look like. And I just chose this one that it just looks most realistic to me. And then it has this little stand that you set it in and then you fill it up. It comes with this, I don't have it, but it comes with this metal piece that you can put right there that you also stick in there to fill it up even higher. And because these are meant to make actual lipstick. So for actual lipstick, you can't hold it, you know, you can't squish it or push it out of the mold. So it comes with a metal piece for you to just stick this on the end and pull the lipstick out of the tube by the metal piece. I don't use that because it is too long with it, the piece of the fake lipstick for the containers I use. So I just put it like this. For this lip gloss tube, I'm going to end up just using straight nail polish. I'm not going to mix it with anything because it's already colored, and I really want to use this color. So all I'm going to do is just kind of turn it all around and get the nail polish spread all out. So your next step is to basically just let this stuff dry. You want to put it up high and in a nice safe place where, you know, kids, animals, pets, you know, those kind of things won't get it because it will be very, 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 very sticky and hard to get out of, you know, hands, hair, etc. If it were to get touched. You also want to hopefully put it in a spot where, you know, no little bugs or hair, you know, cat hair especially, will get in it because it will be stuck in it, and you don't want really cat hair in your fake makeup. That'll kind of take the realness look out of it. So I'm just going to leave all of this stuff here for the next day at least and let it harden all up. Okay guys, so it's the next day and all of my makeup is pretty hard. It's pretty good. It's really hard. The epoxy tends to dry pretty quickly, especially if you mix it right, which is, for the epoxy that I use, it's 50-50. If you don't, then, and it's not drying and hardening properly, then you know that you've probably mixed it wrong. So all of these are really dry, really nice and hard. Here is this glitter one with different shades. Really nice and dry. This lip gloss one, I am probably going to just leave it for a couple of days actually to just sit because this did not use epoxy, this used nail polish, and so this can take a lot longer to dry, and you want to make sure it is completely dry, because once she sticks this thing in there, you know, it's gonna rub on the sides and everything, and you don't want it to come off. So guys, I am now going to finish my lipsticks. So I already took this one out of the mold. You can see that it's really shiny, has like the flat edge on like normal lipstick has. At the bottom, at this base part, it is still pretty like squishy, like, you know, I can shape it and squish it. So I'm just gonna be really gentle with it. These probably could sit in here for a little bit longer, but I'm impatient and I need to mix epoxy for something else right now, so I'm gonna finish these. So there's the green one. Just put the molds back. So here are both of the lipsticks. I really like the neon colors. And this is where you kind of have to be, you know, careful when you're pouring them in the mold, because I don't know if you guys can tell, but on the tip of the pink one, right up here, there is a spot that got in it when I poured it. The camera's just not going to focus today. It just doesn't want to cooperate. So you have to be really careful when you're mixing and pouring. So next what I'm going to do is I have my two little lipstick thingies, and to get them to sit in there the absolute best, you know, you want them in there really, really well, because you're gonna have a toddler playing with them. You can use E6000 glue. It's industrial strength glue. But what I do, if I already need to mix some more epoxy up for something else, I just use some epoxy. So I just use some wet epoxy, just kind of paint it around the inside and then stick it in there. So I need to mix some epoxy anyways for this snack cup I'm doing for her. So I'm just going to mix up just a tiny bit of epoxy just to right there for each part, and use some of that on them. Okay guys, so I have my epoxy mixed. I just have a little bit, as you can tell. And I am just going to make sure the ends of the lipstick that goes in there is pretty like circular, because they are still a little squishy. The pink more so than the green. And the paint and glitter and stuff that you add to the epoxy can make the drying time take a little bit longer, especially paint. Glitter usually doesn't do anything. But this kids paint works absolutely best, so I would definitely get that, and it makes it, obviously you could add more than I did to your epoxy, but because these ones are a little, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're really bright and fun, but they are a little bit more on the transparent side, instead of being more opaque. So I'm just going to dip it in here just a tiny bit, hold on to it, don't drop it. Well, first of all, I'm going to stick it in here and, well, that you don't want that to happen. So hold the bottom of your thingy so it doesn't push on, roll down. So literally just a tiny bit, probably a quarter of an inch. I'm just gonna dip it in there and wipe off the side when you, on the bottom when you do it, because the bottom is not gonna actually touch anything because it goes down too far. And I'm going to just stick it in. And then you can take a wipe or a paper towel or something and just rub the excess off, so it's smooth and not, you know, you don't get this like line of epoxy drying. Sorry guys, that's my dog. So there you go. Our two little lipsticks, super cute and bright. So I'm just going to take both of these lipsticks and set them aside to let them fully dry. It shouldn't take long at all. You definitely want to make sure that they're up though and not rolled down. So guys, here is what your makeup will look like when you're completely done, when it is completely hardened. It will just look really cute. A lot of it looks super, super, super realistic, especially the lipstick. You can put your little pads or sponges back in, and then your little brushes that came with the palettes. Super, 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 super cute. So this is all what it looks like, all closed up and ready to go. If you wanted to take an extra step, you could even go in with some rubbing alcohol or something like that and take off these brand names on the palettes. I'm not really going to bother with it because it's fake makeup. If I were selling this or something, I would, but since I'm not, it's for personal use, I'm not going to. One other thing I wanted to say is that obviously for like these palettes and stuff, when you do the when you pour the mix epoxy, you kind of have to have a palette in your hand to mix it into it. But for the lipstick, you know, you don't. You have the molds. So if you're using epoxy for something else and you have some left over, you can just go ahead and pour it in the molds so you can have some. And then the next time you get, you know, like the lipstick containers from the dollar store, you can just have some extras ready to go. So I just mixed a neon orange and a neon blue up when I was doing this snack cup. And the next time I'm at the dollar store, I will get 2 more lipstick containers to put those in. So that is all for this tutorial today, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions at all, please let me know down in the comments. And I will see you guys next video. Bye.